Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and the Houston Texans have made a signing today, and man, oh man, am I excited about this one. And I actually predicted it. I didn't do it in a video, but one of the wide receiver names I saw as a potential target for the Houston Texans before the season even ended. And I actually kind of realized this when the Texans played the Cowboys that he could be a target for the Houston Texans with, him being a number three, a really good number three. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, besides Tyler Boyd, he's probably one of the best. He's probably one of the best number three wide receivers in the NFL last year. I mean, you can't. I really don't think you can find a third best wide receiver that is as good as him. I mean, think about that. Let's go over some of his stats last year. 43 receptions, 3 receiving touchdowns, 555 receiving yards as the third best wide receiver on their roster. How about that? I like this kid. I really do. I think, especially on the Texans, he's going to be one of the, most wide receivers throwing the ball to on the field. I gotta say it. And, watching him and CD play, him and CD's game are very similar in the way they play at wide receiver. And I honestly think he could become like a sort of CD Lamb for this Houston Texans team and sort of take over. And that's the same way I feel about John Mechie. So you put these two guys together, Noah Brown and John Mechie, and then you just signed veteran Robert Woods, who's people are shaming on him and saying, it's a bad signing because he's old. But in reality, this guy is coming off an ACL injury, and he just had 530 receiving yards on a team that 65-70% of the time on their offense, they're handing the ball to King Henry. So I think 530 yards on a team like that, where all they're doing is to give it to Derrick Henry, is pretty damn good, especially coming off an ACL injury. So you got Robert Woods, you got John Mechie, you got Noah Brown, and don't forget about Nico Collins. You got a decent wide receiver core for a rookie quarterback coming in. Whether that's Bryce or it's CJ, that's a pretty good damn wide receiver core right there with Brown, Mechie, Collins, Woods, and possibly somebody else in the draft. What I can tell you with this signing by Noah Brown coming to the Houston Texans, the Texans will not be drafting I could see the Texans drafting a wide receiver in the draft, but it's not going to be in the first round. I can pretty much guarantee it just with this signing. Because you've signed 2 wide receivers, guys that should be starters in Brown and Woods. You have Mechie returning next season. You have Collins. Cooks is on his way out. That I think that's happening in the next couple of days. So you got those guys, those 4 guys right there. I think right now, the Texans, if they're going to draft a wide receiver, I think it's going to be in the 3rd or 4th round. I think it's going to be this. I think it's going to be. I think if the Texans draft a wide receiver, it's going to be in the same area they picked John Mechie. The only guy I think I would really want to draft for the Houston Texans right now, for us, and I'm willing to draft. I'd be willing for him to come in, and just really stack up this wide receiver core. Is at 33 with Jalen Hyatt. Then you add in Hyatt, you add in Brown, you have Mechie with Brown and Hyatt and Robert Woods and Nico Collins. That's a hell of a wide receiver group right there. If everybody's healthy, though. Because and one of the reasons why you have so many good wide receivers around or so many decent wide receivers around is because you got to worry about some guys' health. Robert Woods, a couple seasons ago, had an ACL injury. You got a little bit. You have to sort of kind of worry about his health. Yes, he played all games last year, but worry about his health. John Mechie, he's coming off leukemia. My bad. Leukemia. He's coming off leukemia. So I think he'll be fully healthy, but you got to keep that in mind. Nico Collins, it feels like, he can't stay healthy. So you got a lot of wide receivers. Robert Woods, I don't think that's a problem. Neither I think that Mechie is going to be a problem. I think they'll both be able to be healthy full season. Collins is only my concern because he has a problem staying healthy. He's always getting hurt. We haven't, been able to see him in his 2 years in the NFL, fully be able to stay healthy. But these are all young guys. The only Out of four guys on our four best wide receivers, the only guy that is not really young is Robert Woods, and he's only 30. So they're all young guys. They're going to learn and develop together. Brown, Collins, Woods. Well, Woods is already developed. Collins, Woods, Mechie, and Brown. They'll all develop together as a wide receiver core. And God forbid you bring someone else in the draft. But as of for Noah Brown, I love this for the Texans. I think if Bryce Young comes in, I think they're going to have a great combination together. But yeah, I mean, I love this move with the Texans. I think it's a great move, and he's going to be great for the Houston Texans next year. This is going to go down as one of the best signings or acquisitions for the Houston Texans this season. I think Jimmy Ward is number one. I love the Shaq Mason move. I love this move and Noah Brown. Those three are my favorite right now as of this second, because you upgraded the O-line with Shaq Mason. You made your wide receiver core even more crazy at depth than it is already, and then you also add in to our secondary, which is going to be even better now with Jimmy Ward adding in. So you guys have your thoughts. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. You guys have your thoughts on the signing for the Texans. That's it, and peace out. Go Texans.